And welcome back to the Cabbage Patch. I'm Dad.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Gus.
Right, and what did we play today?
We played Memoir 44.
Right.
Also, did you introduce yourself?
I'm Dad.
Yeah.
Always. We played Memoir 44, and Memoir 44 is a game of a type that I really used to like when I was a kid. So when I was Tommy's age, I played a lot of Axis and Allies and other games like Battletech and Star Trek and some other games that are all about battles, right? So Tommy, when we were talking about what game we were going to play tonight, and I pointed that out to him, said we should play Memoir 44. And it is definitely a war game. It is almost a tabletop war game because it's got little miniatures. But it's really easy to play and it's really easy to learn. Right?
Yes.
And it doesn't take that long.
And it didn't take that long. So we played the very first scenario called Pegasus Bridge. And it took about 33 minutes. And the outcome was not what I expected it to be. So the basic setup of the game is you've got this board. And it's double-sided. One side's got beach and ocean. The other side's got just grassland. And you take these terrain tiles and you set up the game according to the scenarios in the book, right? So there's a bunch of scenarios in the book, and Pegasus Bridge is set up like this with rivers going down each side, bridges here, some forests, a pond in the middle, etc. Right?
Yes.
So, Tommy, can you tell us a little bit about what does a turn look like?
Well, you will play a card, recon, for example.
So you get a hand of command cards, and different scenarios give you different numbers of cards to start out with. And on those command cards are orders. And those command cards, go ahead.
Well, it says that
you started off with 6, we started off with 2, and then we got to draw up to 4 total.
Yeah.
So that says what?
Move 1 unit, which is a group of 4 guys on a hex.
Right.
Well, 4 infantry at least.
Yeah. On the right side, you're this side of the map for you, right? So each of the cards tells you where you can move the units, and it's not just move the unit; it's order a unit, right? And ordering a unit means what?
It means to move it and or attack it.
And or attack with it, correct? Right?
You can only attack with a regular thing like this.
Yeah.
If you move a 1, if you move a 2,
Right.
then your infantry cannot attack.
So it's handy. There's a reference card here on what the units can do. So we played a game that was only infantry. There's also tanks and artillery.
Tanks can go like 2 spaces with
3 actually.
3 spaces.
So infantry in this game can move up to 2 spaces, but they can only attack if they move just 1 space. So if they move both their spaces, they can't shoot at the end of their turn. So orders are move and or attack, right? And then what do you do? So
Well,
for instance, you're attacking here. What do you do?
Traitor! You roll as many die as, well, for
As
example,
the unit
if
reference says.
infantry are right next to him.
If the infantry are 1 space away, they get to roll 3 dice. And then he rolls 3 dice.
Except for certain...
Except for if there's certain cover or other things that are happening, yeah. But right here, he rolls 3 dice. Let's go ahead and roll them right there in the middle.
In
And
infantry, a star and a grenade.
And these dice are special, and they have symbols on them. This is an infantry symbol. This is a grenade symbol. And this is a star symbol. For most of the attacks, the stars mean you missed, so that dice doesn't do anything. If you roll an infantry symbol, you destroy an infantry unit. If you roll a tank symbol, you destroy a tank unit. And if you roll a grenade symbol, you can destroy any unit. So in this example here, where he's got his 4 guys that have just rolled up on me, and well, actually he's shooting his own guy, but let's pretend that was my guy. That guy would be lost and would go over here back into the supply. When you destroy the last unit in a hex, you claim that unit as a trophy, and that counts towards your victory points. And in the scenario we played, we needed 4 victory points to win. And I think that we did it right. As soon as we got to 4 points, we won and we ended the game.
Yeah.
So that's the attack. The other thing that can happen during an attack roll is what?
You can make them run away.
You can make them run away. If you roll a purple flag, then instead of the guy being killed, he has to
away
escape
as far as he can.
As far as he can, and if he can't escape immediately, he dies. Right. So it's a game about pushing your bad guys back and forth across the map.
Oh, also the beanbags remove the first flag.
Right, the beanbags remove the first flag, but that's something. So there's a bunch of terrain, and we'll let people either watch the video of us playing or look up the rules themselves. The terrains do different things like stop movement, provide cover, which means that you roll less dice when you attack them. Certain things like these wire bales mean that if you're stuck in them, you're attacking with 1 fewer dice. Towns stop you. Rivers stop you entirely. You can't move across rivers without a bridge, etc. And the whole game is about moving your guys back and forth, shooting at the other guys, and trying to get to that 4 or 5 or 6 victory points, as the case may be. And that's it. It's a pretty simple game. It is nowhere near as complicated as Axis and Allies, or Twilight Imperium, or BattleTech, or any of the skirmish games. I think Draco was a skirmish game we played recently. That was a 2-player. It was 2-player only. That was comparable in terms of outcome. This is a little bigger. This lasts a little longer. The other fun thing is it is technically for 2 to 8 players. For 3 players, we just played as a team. So Gus and I were on one team and Tommy was on the other. There's variations where you can grow it up to many players, and there's communication where you say, okay, I want this side to do something, and you hand them a card and you can't tell them what you want them to do, and they just do it. But that's for a future video. Maybe we'll play that with our game group if we can get them to play it. So it's a fun little war game. It's bigger than a skirmish game. It's not quite a tabletop role game, war game rather. So what did you like about it?
Well, I like the strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I unintentionally butchered it.
Yeah, you like strategy, right? Of like what? What is
moving your guys up, fire drill.
Moving them into position and trying to get advantage on the other team.
Yeah,
right?
I really like the models.
The models are really cool. There's a lot of really nice sort of tactileness to them. The tank models are really nice, and the artillery models are really nice. So maybe the next time we play it, we'll play like Sword Beach or something where we get to use all of the different kinds of models and a lot more terrain. And it's a lot bigger, so it'll probably last another 15 or 20 minutes. What did you like, Gus?
I liked the way you attack.
Yeah?
Now, if you have a dice roller, which we do, you can just plop these in, and what you get, infantry, we've already talked about this.
Yep.
And I just really like how it's randomized. Like, it's like, dang, we need to roll the dice to see what we attack. Oh,
right.
Dang it, we rolled a grenade on ourselves.
Yeah, well, you never roll it on yourself. It's always on the other guy.
I know, but that was a joke.
Right? So Gus, rolled an infantry and 2 flags, which meant that if we were shooting at infantry, we would have taken one of the models and pushed them back. And that's it, I think. I like playing games about World War II because I think it's cool. And I liked the simplicity of it, but it does have a lot of depth, so we can outmaneuver each other. And the whole thing, I don't think we quite said that. You get these cards, and they're somewhat random what you get. And if you don't have a card that lets you move a particular zone of soldiers, you can't move that particular zone of soldiers. And if you really want to move like this zone and this zone, you can't because you have to pick one, and that's kind of cool.
Well, unless you have a card that just lets you move.
Unless you have a card that lets you move some across all zones, and there are cards that do that, like that card right there.
Recon.
Enforce. Can I have that, please? Like that card in there, which lets you move one lets you order one unit in each zone, which lets you do things across all 3 zones, and that's kind of cool. So there's a lot of sort of variety in that. The cards give you sort of a random, not quite random, thing. So you're always looking at, okay, what am I going to do for the next turn, right?
Yes.
Any parting thoughts before we close it out?
No.
No. So the dice are used to the attacks. The cards are used to plan your actions. The models are really cool. The board is decent size, but still small enough to fit on the kitchen table. It is a fun, cool little World War II board game, and I'm looking forward to playing a couple more scenarios from it to get us all the way through D-Day, because I think it ends with Omaha Beach, which is a big World War II battle. So that's it. I think we're done. Anything to add?
Nope.
Ready to do the outro?
Subscribe,
Score.
like, hit that bell. Tommy.
Score.
Oh, score. We got to give a score. Oh, see, there's something to add. All right, how many cabbages?
Oh.
I don't know if I want. I don't think I want to play it again right away, but I do want to play it again in the future. So I'm stuck between a 2 and a 3. But I think I'll give it 3.
Okay, between a 2 and a 3, it's fine.
3, definite 3.
Really?
Yes.
All right. You know, we're going to hold you to some of these 3s.
Yeah.
We're going to hold you to some of these 3s. So the next time I say I'm going to play a game, I'm just going to pick one of the 3s and we're going to play it.
And then you're gonna get stuck, and I might not have to.
Yeah.
That's you give a game in a 3.
I think I'll give it a 3. It's simple, but
Dad really likes it.
it scratches that itch, as it were, of the wargaming, and the war games are I really like and miss playing war games. So it lets us do a little bit of fun miniature battles, and they're probably upgraded components, but although these components are pretty darn good. So I'll give it a 3. I guess we could give it an 8 or a 9. That's good. I like that. I'll give it an 8 or a 9. It's a very fun game. I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad you guys played it with me. And I think that's it. Are we anything else before we go?
Nope.
You ready to do the outro?
Subscribe, like, hit the bell, Tommy.
Leave a comment if you wish.
Sandy Cabbage, not us though.
Because enemy soldiers are using them for guerrilla tactics.
No!
All right.
Surprise!
We'll see you next time. Thank you.